table, you will see that there was the Brown family, Mr. William Brown and his family. She researched and gave us an early history of Black people in South Haven. Samuel Brown's family. Before we received this information from Mrs. Steve, we did not have any history of African Americans here in South Haven. We did not have any recognition of what they had done, the contributions that they had made to make South Haven a better place to live. So we give honor to the legacy of Mrs. Jeanette Steve and her staff at the Historical Society. I believe that it's very, very important that we continue to recognize the fact that she was the one who made it possible for the Black History Leadership Society to have this information. They gave revelation to the contributions made by African Americans. There was nothing made public before then. So these courageous women set out to change that. And so here we are today to continue their legacy. Also to support and encourage our youth through our Youth on the Rise scholarship program. Our scholarship fund for high school graduates who desire to further their education through college or some form of trade. Our 2026 scholarship recipient will be awarded at our next program, which will be on February the 15th at Lily of the Valley Church. All is invited. I hope that you will come and to be a part of the continuation of our Black History program. The scholarship will be awarded to Antonio Mahone. He's a 2025 Coburg High School graduate, and he's enrolled in computer engineering at Western Michigan University. Prior to 2021, we were only able to be blessed to give $500 for scholarships. But because of the generous donations to our scholarship fund in the past 5 years, we have increased to $1,000. And we all know how expensive everything is. Thank you in advance for your support and hope you will continue in the future. So with that, I'm going to give over to, I believe, Ms. Lola is going to tell us about the first African American hospital.
It's okay.
Today I will be speaking to you about hospitals, Black hospitals doing segregation. But first of all, I'd like to say thank you to the South Haven Scott Club and thank you to the community. Thank you to the Scott Club for inviting us again. And thank you to the community for being here today to celebrate 48 years of Black history in South Haven and 100 years of Black history nationally completed. From 1926 to 2026, our nation marks a century of recognizing Black history in America. Today's presentation focuses on the history of Black hospitals during segregation, with examples from Michigan, Tennessee, and Mississippi. From the late 1800s through the mid-20th century, racial segregation in the United States shaped every aspect of our lives. Today's presentation focuses on these three states, but from the late 1800s through the mid-20th century, racial segregation in the United States did shape our lives. That included health care. hospitals refused to admit black patients, even in emergencies. Emergency care for black patients were often denied or delayed altogether. Black physicians were barred from practicing in white hospitals. Black nurses faced limited training and advancement in opportunities. Maternal and infant mortality rates was significantly higher in the black community. Without access to adequate care, black communities were forced to create parallel healthcare systems to meet their needs. This historic realities reflect lived experiences, generational memories, and the enduring labor of caregivers. When we reflect on this history, we are reminded that progress in healthcare did not come easy for African Americans. It came through resilience, necessity, and community action. I'd like to share a personal experience that reflects this history. I grew up in the South, and hospitals were not available to us. Hospital was for the white people. When we were sick, we stayed at home. If doctors came, he came to the house with a small black bag. Some of you may be familiar with the doctor's bag. Payment was never guaranteed. Sometimes it was money, sometimes it was food, and sometimes other items. I never entered a hospital in the South. My grandparents never had the opportunity to enter a hospital. I did. The first time I physically walked into the hospital was in 1957, after moving north to Chicago. You may guess what hospital it was. The Cook County Hospital. Cook County Hospital. A county hospital that treated everyone. Although Michigan did not enforce Jim Crow laws as explicitly as southern states, segregation still existed in practice. Black patients were often delayed, placed in segregated wards, or denied full access to care. Black physicians frequently lacked admitted privileges. A family conversation brought another memory to my mind. My aunt worked in a hospital in the 1950s, but only in the kitchen. She washed dishes, prepared food, yet was never allowed to serve patients or leave the back area of the building. This reflects how black people could work inside of a hospital that was never meant for them. Across the nation, black hospitals and medical schools emerged in response to segregation. Institutions such as the Policeman Hospital in Washington, D.C., McHarry Medical College in Tennessee, and Tuskegee Institute Hospital in Alabama trained generations of black physicians, nurses, and medical technicians while advancing black excellence. One significant example is the Taborian Hospital in Mount Bayou, Mississippi. How many of you know where that is? Okay, this Mississippi town drew national attention and is listed on the National Registry of Historic Places to Visit. If you ever get down to Mississippi, visit this Mount Bayou area, because it was one of the first communities of free African Americans. The community began in the 1800s when a slave owner named Joseph Davis sought to create what he believed would be a model, self-sustaining black community on his plantation. He merchants. Can you imagine? We have stores in our little town. After the Civil War, Davis sold the property to a former enslaved man named Benjamin Montgomery, a prominent leader who operated a community store. At that time, the area was known as Davis Bend. It later became known as Mount Bayou, Mississippi, where black independent leadership and community care continued to grow. Mount Bayou also played an important role during the 1955 trial of Emmett Till. How many remember that? Yeah, that's where it took place. Okay. Emmett Till's mother, Mamie Till Mobley, was supported and hosted by the black community in Mount Bayou while she testified. This reminds us that black hospitals and black communities were not only places of medical care, but a place of refuge, a place of protection, and a place of support for each other. The patterns established during segregation did not disappear. Today, black women remain the backbone of care in nursing homes as CNAs, dietary workers, and support staff. They cook, they clean, and provide hands-on care and sustain the healthcare system while often remaining underpaid and unseen. While the Civil Rights Act of 1964 legally ended segregation in healthcare, desegregation brought unintentional consequences for the black hospitals, as white hospitals were required to admit black patients. Many black hospitals began to lose funding, lost staff, and lost patients. Federal and state resources were often redirected to larger hospitals. Black physicians lost their leadership roles, but hospitals closed or merged. Black nurses and technicians reduced opportunities for advancement. And in many communities, black hospitals closed entirely, rather than being integrated into a stronger healthcare systems. These closures did not improve access to care in the black communities. Instead, they often reduced it. Communities lost trust in institutions. And local medical leadership was lost. What had been built out of the necessity was dismantled without replacement. The impact of hospital closure is still felt today in the form of healthcare deserts, overcrowded emergency rooms, and persistent racial disparities in health outcomes. In conclusion, the history of black hospitals during segregation is a story of resilience, innovation, and courage. Despite exclusion and underfunding, these institutions saved lives, trained professionals, and upheld our dignity. This legacy remains central to the understanding of healthcare inequities in America today. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lola. Very, very informative. I know it goes back beyond many of us, because many of us really don't know about the struggles of African Americans when we were not allowed in the hospitals. We really don't know the struggles. And so that's why it's imperative that we continue to educate, to inform, to encourage, and to uplift. And I hope the second part of our presentation will help us to better How great. How great is our God. And as we look and we see the progression. We will be honoring numerous other healthcare professionals, past and present. We never want to forget the sacrifice that they made, those that have gone on, those that sacrificed because their sacrifice was so much greater because of the time that we lived in. Things are a little better, and I say a little better, because there's still a struggle. Amen. And I know sometimes we don't want to talk about it, we don't want to think about it, but it's reality. The fact of the matter, there's still a struggle. But we're very, very grateful to be able to share with you today that there has been some progress. As we remember Georgia A. Johnson, she was a doctor. She was born Georgia Ann Lewis Johnson 24th, 2023, at the Willows at East Lansing, Michigan, at the age of 93 years. She was born in Chicago, Illinois, on February the 1st, 1930, the daughter of Robert Lawrence Lewis and Sarah Fletcher Lewis. She grew up in Bangor, graduated from South Haven High School, and she attended Western Michigan University and the University of Michigan Medical School, earning her medical doctorate degree in 1955. Dr. Johnson completed her internship at Everson Hospital and residency at Detroit Receiving Hospital. She worked as a staff internal medicine physician at the Ypsilanti State Psychiatric Hospital and the Ingram County Public Health Department. In 1969, she joined the faculty at the Michigan State University College of Human Medicine and worked at Michigan State University. She served on various committees and wrote articles on health for minority patients. Dr. Johnson published 4 books, including Black Medical Graduates of the University of Michigan. One of the other pioneers that we look back at was Hazel Johnson Brown. Hazel Johnson Brown was the first military nurse. She was born on October 10th, 1927, and she passed away on August the 5th, 2011. She was a nurse and educator who served in the United States Army from 1955 to 1983. In 1979, she became the first Black female general in the United States Army and the first chief of the United States Army Nurse Corps. She was also the director of the Walter Reed Army Institute of Nursing. We can look back on these pioneers and we can lift our voices and say, how great is our God? Because he made it possible for those pioneers to be trailblazers for others that will come. At the age of 12, I just want to let you know that her struggle, she wanted to become a nurse at the age of 12, and she applied, and she was denied admission to Chester County Hospital School of Nursing. She was denied for being Black. Then she moved to New York and attended the Harlem School of Nursing in 1947. The struggle for those that paved the way, that opened doors for the next generation. And so we want to always recognize and understand that those legacies that were left for us as a people are legacies that we must somehow continue to draw on those legacies. We must somehow find the strength and the courage to say, it's not impossible, because we know that with God all things are possible. And as we look back, and I spoke about the advancement of medical technology, we remember Dr. Charles Richard Wu. He was an American surgeon and medical researcher. He searched in the field of blood transfusions, developing improved techniques for blood storage, and applied his expert knowledge to developing large-scale blood banks in World War II. This allowed medics to save thousands of Allied forces' lives during the war. As the most prominent African American in the field, Wu had to protest against the practice of racial segregation in the donation of blood. as it lacks scientific foundation. And so he resigned his position. The reason being, because they did not want the black blood to be mixed with the white blood. The struggle, but he persevered until he was killed at the age of 45 in a car accident. I thank God that his perseverance and his willingness to continue even in the struggle that made it possible for us to be able to have blood transfusions. That many lives today are saved because of the work that he did in the field of medicine. And lastly, I just want to mention about a couple of young men. They're twins. They're doctors. They graduated from South Haven High School in the year of 2000. Todd and Tony McHerron. Tony is a pediatrician in Annapolis. His twin brother, Todd McHerron, is a medical education learning instructor at the University of Michigan. So we applaud those that refuse to give up, even in the struggle. We applaud. And that's why we don't ever want to fail to let you know and to let the world know that our contributions matter. Amen. What we do to make America a better place, it matters. I can stand here on the heels of those that have gone before me that made it possible for me to be able to stand here. Because there was a time when I could not stand here. There was a time when I could not speak. But thank God. And that's why in our last song, we're just so thankful that we can say today, not only have we come this far by faith, but we are praying. And we thank God for the Scott Club. We thank God for the Congregational Church. We thank God for all of you that have came today to give a listening ear. And I hope that this has been informative to give you a better understanding of why we continue to stand and why we continue to say, this is America, and we are a part of America. No matter what comes, and we know that there's a storm that's brewing out over the ocean, and it's moving this way. The storm is trying to wash away everything that has been accomplished by African Americans. The storm is trying to take away our history. But by the grace of God, as we sing this song, we're asking him to lead us and guide us. For if he leads us, we shall not stray. And we will be able to stand in the midst of the storm. Thank you.